Hello guys, how are you doing? Last day of January. Why is it so dark here? Is it dark? Yes, a lot of things happened since last week, and now I have to sit down like this for a while, I hope. I think I hurt my sciatica. So it hurts when I sit down straight. I don't like the light. Let me see. Yeah, I am walking very bad now. So that's what it is. Oh, because it is night. I get it. It's evening here. That's why it is so dark. I used to like have my shows in the morning. Now it's night. Well, now it's better actually. What happened? Anyways. Yeah, I got an injury. It happened. Like I had a heavy leg day. Then I had kickboxing. And I went to doctor. Now I want to go to physical therapy, so I'm taking care of it. But for a while, I have to sit down like this. Perfect bad posture. I said, let's go back to the work. To be honest, I couldn't work for 2-3 days. First day, I felt like my leg is broken. I came back from Miami. I had the back pain in Miami. And then I go kickboxing with the back pain. And last Wednesday, which is about a week ago now. And that Thursday morning, I felt I'm dying. I felt like my shin is broken. And it's like a not funny, but it's really on your nerves. My leg was completely fine, but because of my lower back, you feel all the pain in your leg. Whenever I walk straight, like today, yeah, it was today also. It was heavy. Thursday morning, it was crazy. I felt like my leg is broken. So I was thinking nothing happened to my leg in kickboxing. If anything, it should be my back. But like I was panicking, and I went to doctor, took some painkillers. Now, like since Friday, no, I went to the nurse on Thursday morning. Since Thursday, like my pain is going up and down. I feel the reason is that I don't know what. There are some moves, like some movements. If I do them, it just triggers the nerve. So some days I wake up, I have a lot of pain. For example, Monday I went to the doctor. It was all fine. I didn't have any pain. I was walking easily, comfortable. Tuesday, today, oh my God, I couldn't work. So for a while, I think I have to play it safe. I don't wanna, yeah. I think I wanna give it a space and time to heal. Then go physical therapy in 2 weeks. That's it. Now let's go maybe watch some machine learning. Let's restart the work. let's restart it anyhow. Yeah, whenever I sit like this, I feel really good. There is no pain. Also, when I sleep, I try to like bring my knees to my stomach. Last night I had a good sleep, but the nights before, oh my god, it was terrible. I was waking up in the middle of the night. I couldn't roll. Um, Good thing is that there are a lot of YouTube videos, and I watched them. Like there are different kinds of sciatica pains, and finally I think I have a better understanding of what's happening. I hope it gets fixed as soon as possible. Like, well, okay, at the beginning the pain was not so bad, right? When it happens 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, Tuesday I had a heavy leg day. Like when I was doing, I think the main reason was not doing squats in the correct form. And I hit my record in a squat. I was very happy I finally could do 6 reps of 225. Everything was fine. Leg day was like intense. We did a thumb plats day workout. But it was all fine. Like I had no pain. Even I went back home, I did like 30 minutes of a stretch for the first time because I wanted to be very caring for my legs and hips. And my plan was to just from now on that I could hit 6 to 25. I didn't want to go up anymore. I just wanted to focus on my form. My problem was that whenever I did a squat, I had to put a board below my heels. And like I was talking the same night, we were talking with Sam, and he said like we bend too much forward when we do the squat. It's not on our legs, it's more on our back. We felt the pain, but it felt more like a pain you get from working out, more kind of those pains. Then the day after, Wednesday night, I go kickboxing and we are warming up. Nothing heavy. We are warming up and we are doing ice skating jump, where you jump from one leg to the other leg. And I jump on my right leg, and I feel a huge pain. My coach tells me I should stop. Thanks to coach, she was so nice for that. I go home. Terribly, it is right there. Like okay, Thursday morning is my trip to Miami, which sucks. I got injured right the night before the trip. I couldn't cancel the trip, and also the pain was not heavy at that time. The whole time in Miami, I had the pain. It was a pain that I could wear my socks. Okay, the pain was only happening when I was wearing my socks, or when I was sleeping and maybe I was rolling in my sleep. That hurt. Or like whenever I was wearing my shoes or something like that. But whenever I was walking, it was completely fine. Even I enjoyed walking because I felt like sitting down or lying down hurts it more. So, like, yeah, it limited what we could do in Miami, but still we had a good time in Miami. We come back, it's like Monday. We come back Monday morning. I think everything is good. Yeah, like I sat down in the flight, but the pain was only limited to my lower back on the right side. That was it all. Even I did a back day and lat day in the gym on Tuesday. I see Sam at that night, And he tells me, what are you doing Wednesday night? I tell him I'm going kickboxing. He tells me, are you sure with your back you should go to kickboxing? I say I will go and do it, but very light. Then I go Wednesday into kickboxing. My back hurts. I say, okay, I won't kick. Well, I tried kicking, and right away I noticed that, okay, I cannot kick. I couldn't bring my right leg up. I tried to give it very light, the exercises. I punched hard though. And I remember I engaged in sparring, even though I told the people no kick. They told me, okay, no, they told me, no, we should kick you, man. No, they accepted, and it was fine. Some moments there were like high pressure on my back, but I say it was not anything serious. My last sparring, I think I forgot to tell the guy to stop kicking, because it's a kickboxing, everybody can kick too, right? So he kicks me right in my back here, and damn, I said fuck. And when I'm going home, I noticed that, okay, I cannot, like, my walking got much worse. Like, my walking got much worse. I cannot walk easily. But it was not the pain in my leg at all, I feel. I get home, I tell myself, okay, you promised to do light, but it was too much. It's still like, I did light, like compared to a normal day, but it was still too much. And I go home, wake up tomorrow morning, and I feel like my shin is breaking. Like, why is my shin breaking? I expected anything happen to my lower back, but like my quad and my shin, they were like, I could feel like something in my quad is like oscillating. The muscles in the quad are oscillating, and I was panicking, and I just went to doctor, like an urgent care. There was a nurse there. She told me you can have some pill. Well, she also gave me an x-ray. It was not broken. My leg was not broken. It was just the nervous system, the sciatica, because it goes all through your leg. And like, you feel your leg is breaking. If I like punch my shin right now, it doesn't hurt. It is like a normal pain. But if I stand straight and like try to walk or stay in a position that hurts my sciatica, it's like, oh my god, I'm dying. And what happened now after? Okay, she was so nice. She could get me an appointment with the doctor, with the sport medicine doctor. Friday morning I go for the doctor, but Friday morning the pain was much better. Yeah, it was much better than the night before. I got some ibuprofen. The pain was much better. I go to the doctor. Even I can jump. Doctor says, okay, it's just your lower back. He also checks my x-ray and says there is nothing broken. X-ray from my shin. And but I think he was too positive. Like, he didn't say, I asked him if it is sciatica, he said no. I also, on Thursday morning, okay, Wednesday night when I had the kickboxing, I was done with kickboxing. I had a talk with my coach. She said, you better take it to a doctor. And at Wednesday night, I also booked an appointment with my PCP. So my PCP, his expertise is sport medicine, and he told me, okay, you can go to kickboxing. He told me, okay, you can go to kickboxing, but you have to train hard. He told me, okay, you can go to kickboxing, but you have to train hard. And I told him, okay, orthopedic, right? So I saw the orthopedic doctor on Friday morning. I will go on Monday too. Like, it was good. Like on Friday morning, I was feeling good. I could walk. Like, okay, this is my cane. Uh, Thursday morning, I had nothing at home. I had a pair of crutches because of my last injuries, but I think it was 2023 finishing that I said, okay, I don't need them anymore. It was a year I had no injury, and I throw them out. And Thursday morning, I wake up, I cannot walk, and it was the only thing in my home like I could grab, which works very nice. It's a Swiffer. Like, it is very stable. It holds on the ground, and I take it and take it. I go to a doctor, and then like go to the nurse and she said, "What are you doing? Are you come here for cleaning?" And it's just, they typed it in my records that this guy came with a Swiffer. What else? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, why I said Swiffer? Because Friday morning when I was seeing my doctor, even though I had my Swiffer with me, I could walk easily. All these days I decided not to hit the gym, because last time I hit the gym was last night, Monday. Yeah, Monday, because I was feeling so bad. But Friday I felt so bad. It was like after my Miami trip, I already didn't hit the gym for a while, and I was feeling so bad. I couldn't go out. My pain was heavy. Like I was, I couldn't meet my friends. Like Saturday night, I said fuck it. I'm going to see my friends, and my pain was much better Saturday night. Even Friday evening, I gave myself a day off because I was scared. Even if the pain is lower level, I didn't want to make it worse. So I said, fuck that. I don't go gym. I don't go see my friends. Nothing. Saturday night, I said, fuck that. I'm tired. I need to talk to someone. I go out with my friends. And the pain is good. Like, we were standing for 3 hours. And I even remember I ass bumped another guy. I ass bumped another person. And I didn't feel much pain, and she ass bumped me back. So it was all good. My Saturday night was good. My Sunday, how was Sunday? Even Sunday was good. I had some pain, but I went for a walk. I remember I went for a walk to Boston. I live in Cambridge. I walked to Central Square, get on the train, went to Park Street. So it was all good. Yeah, I could walk. Yeah, it was a pain, but I don't know. It was kind of a pain that I could still walk. It was like if Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, the pain was 6 or 7. I felt like my leg is broken. On Sunday, it was at most 2. So I felt really good. To Monday also, I wake up, the pain is not much, I can walk, I need no Swiffer. I go to my doctor, I'm walking. This time I didn't even take my Swiffer to my PCP. And he explains everything to me. He suggests me to go to physical therapy. After the doctor, I go for booking appointment with my PT. So all of this, my leg is good. I feel Monday morning the pain, also last night, Monday morning, I started watching YouTube videos and tried to do some exercises to relieve the pain. I think the problem was that there are some people, when they get sciatica, they better to stand up straight, and some people they better to hunchback based on the type of the injury they have. So you don't want to irrigate the pain or the nerve there. So some people need to do it like this, some people need to do it like that. I'm not sure, it's just based on the YouTube videos I watched. And I think I did some of the exercises for the other group, and today morning I was feeling so bad, and now based on what I watched, I'm just like this all day. I even walking home like bent over, but it's far better now. Like I don't feel the pain on my shin, and it's not a kind of pain that you say, oh, I have to be like. It's not a pain you have in gym that you say, oh, it hurts, but I get better. It's like a pain that you say, okay, if it pains, you should let the nervous system heal itself. You should change your posture into a position that feels better. Alright, this is all the story about sciatica. How long am I talking? 20 minutes. Yes, it's a bad pain. To be honest, I hope I get well soon. I hope it just physical therapy is enough. I hope even without physical therapy, my physical therapy starts in 2 weeks. I hope the back pain gets well, like even in those 2 weeks. Anyways, yeah. Now let's talk about why do I talk a lot? Now it's the time for some machine learning because it is the easiest thing we can do. Coding, doing my thesis, and other stuff maybe a bit more difficult, and maybe not for now. Maybe tomorrow. All right. So guys, good news, we are session 9. We made it, guys. There is nothing special about machine learning.
Important in the sense that you kind of deepen your understanding of how machine learning kind of works under the covers. What are the assumptions you're making, and why do things generalize, and so forth. So here's the agenda for today. So we're going to quickly start off with framing the learning problem, and we'll go deep into bias variance trade-off. We'll go spend some time over there, and we'll look at
Do you hear?
some other ways where we can
This guy is
bigger.
here. Ah, okay, he's back to
What
the...
this means is,
Yeah, I was saying at the beginning he was so quiet. I think they changed the microphone.
Time over there, and we look at some other ways where you could decompose the error as approximation error, estimation error. We'll see what empirical risk minimization is, and then we'll spend some time on uniform convergence and BC dimensions. So let's jump right in. Right. So the assumptions under which we're going to be operating for this lecture, and in fact for most of the algorithms that we'll be covering in this course, is that there are two main assumptions. One is that there exists a data distribution.
I think this is Bayesian, right? When there is a data distribution.
From which x, y pairs are sampled. So this makes sense in the supervised learning setting, where you're expected to learn a mapping from x to y. But the assumption also actually holds more generally, even in the unsupervised setting case. The main assumption is that there is a data generating distribution, and the examples that we have in our training set and the ones we will be encountering when we test it are all coming from the same distribution. Right? That's like the core assumption. Without this, coming up with any theory is going to be much harder. So the assumption here is that there is some kind of a data generating process, and we have a few samples from that data generating process that becomes our training set. And that's a finite number. You can get an infinite number of samples from this data generating process, and the examples that we're going to encounter at test time are also samples from the same process. That's the assumption. And there is a second assumption, which is that all these samples are sample independent. With these two assumptions, we can imagine a learning, the process of learning to look something like this. So we have a set of XY pairs equals S. These are just X1, Y1, X, F, Y, N. So we have M samples from the data generating process, and we feed this into a learning algorithm.
Actually, I'm sitting straight. I don't know. Still doesn't hurt.
And the output of the learning
Better if I
algorithm
think.
is.
I like it more to sit straight, but if pain restarts, I will go back to the. I should just explore and see
is a function,
what positions are better for me.
Input a new input X and makes a prediction about Y for that X. So this hypothesis is sometimes also in the form of a hat. So if we restrict ourselves to a class of hypotheses, for example, all possible logistic regression models of dimension n, for example, then it's obtaining those parameters is equivalent to obtaining the hypothesis function itself. So the key thing to note here is that this S is a random variable. This is a random variable. This is a deterministic function. What happens when you feed a random variable to a deterministic function? You get a random variable. So the hypothesis that we get is also a random. So all random variables have a distribution associated with them. The distribution associated with the data is the distribution of capital D. This is just a fixed deterministic function, and there is a distribution associated with the parameters that you take. That has a certain distribution as well. In a more statistical setting, we call this an estimator. If you take some advanced statistics courses, you will call what you will come across as an estimator. Here we call it a learning algorithm. And the distribution of data is also called sample distribution.
I feel like I'm
And
let's see. Let's check.
what's implied in this process is that there exists some data star, or innate star, however you want to view it, which is in a sense a true parameter.
You are my theta star. You are my true parameter.
To be the output of the learning algorithm. But of course, we never know. We never know what theta star is. And
Not
when,
bad.
what we get out of the learning algorithm is going to be just a sample from a random variable. Now, the thing to note is that this theta star or h star is not random. It's just an unknown constant. When we say it's not random, it means there is no probability distribution associated. It's just a constant which we don't know. That's the assumption. Now, let's see what are some properties about this data hash. So all the entities that we
Dude,
estimate.
I made a lot of the stories, which are real, but I feel like I think I can sit down more straight.
And anything with a
I will.
star is
Oh
like
fuck! No, I cannot. Okay,
might
I
have
see.
it's, we don't have a nice system. So
If I do is like sit down, like push my back to the chair, like it hurts. So I need to have like not too much. I cannot extend my back. That's the type.
any questions?
Yeah,
So far?
I better not extend. I better keep it hunched.
Yeah. So this could be.
But it's still, this is better because I was feeling as like sleepy when my head is too down. Like this keeps your head up. I like about the what? What did I do? All right, stop talking. Let's watch.
Important in the sense that kind of deepen your understanding of how machine learning kind of works and covers what are the assumptions you're making and why you generalize and so forth. So here's the end of it today. So we're going to quickly start off with framing the learning problem and we'll go deep into bias variance trade-off. We'll go with specific over there.
Well, look at us.
And
Like we are doing crime here.
other ways where
What? I'm watching machine learning. What the fuck? Whatever happened? I touched my phone.
So let's jump right in. So the assumption under which we're going to be operating for this lecture, and in fact for most of the algorithms that we'll be covering in this course, is that there are two main assumptions. One is that there exists a data distribution.
I think the fact that
From which
the assumption that there is a data distribution
this makes sense to the supervised learning.
is from the
where,
Bayesian
you're expected to learn
statistic.
from X to Y.
I
But,
have this feeling.
the-
That's what I
you can
feel.
also actually hold
You may have another feeling. You say, okay, no, that's about
The
empirical.
main assumption is that there is a data generating distribution, and the examples that we have in our
At the
framework
end of the day, this
and
game
once we will
is
be
about
encountering
what works.
tested are all coming from the same distribution.
He
That's
just
the
said this
goal.
is stuff.
Without this,
Or am I?
coming up with any theory is going to be much harder. So the assumption here is that there is some kind of a data generating process.
Yes, he did.
So distribution of
Dude, why should a course
sometimes,
be so
it's
boring
not
that
wrong
you
to do so
forget?
that it need not even be parameterized, but it's just some function. So yeah, so it could be a vector or a scalar. So let's see what happens when we. So in the lecture we saw this diagram for the point.
Do, 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 do. ROG.
We saw that
ROC. R rate of what is it? ROG, ROC, rate of convergence, region of convergence.
we saw this as the concepts of underfitting.
I don't know. Overfit, underfit, and classic fit. Just right.
And so the concept of underfitting and overfitting are kind of closely related to bias and variance. So this is how you would do it. Data. Because this is X, this is Y, this is your data. And if you look at look at it from a data point of view, these are the kind of different algorithms that you might get. Right? However, to get a more formal sense, formal view into what's bias and variance, it's more useful to see from the parameter. So let's imagine we have 4 different learning algorithms.
Guys, sorry. Fuck, I should not. That's terrible. That's terrible. Someone very dear to me texted me. The phone is off. I don't know how I opened it. I just saw his text. So, but for you, for us, we will probably see him. He understands that we are in the middle of a mission. I will text him later.
There is a true theta star. Which is unknown. Now,
A, B, C, D.
let's imagine we run through this process of sampling m examples, running it through the algorithm, obtain a theta hat, right? And then we start with a new sample from B, run it through the algorithm, we get a different theta hat, right? And the theta hat is going to be different for different learning algorithms. So let's imagine first we sample some data, that's our training set, run it through algorithm A, and let's say this is the parameter we got. And then we run it through algorithm B, this is the parameter, and C here, so over here. And we're going to repeat this, second. And so on, and you repeat this process over and over and over. The key is that the number of samples per input is n, that is fixed, right? But you're going to repeat this process over and over, and for every time we repeat it, we get a different point.
I didn't get this theta 1, theta 2 thing. I think it's called parameter verification, parameter view. So we have data view and we have parameter view. And what is theta 1 and theta 2?
Each point, each dot corresponds to a sample of size m. The number of points is basically the number of times we repeated the experiment. And what we see is that these dots are basically samples from the sampling distribution. Right? Now,
Who
the
cares?
concept of
I think we
bias
can.
and variance is kind of visible.
Sorry guys, I don't know what to do
So
with
if you
this,
were to classify
so
this, we would call this
my apologies in a way. I could put my phone over there. Or
So these two are algorithms that have low bias. These two
Alright, we have enough battery.
have high variance. These two have low variance. These are low bias, high bias.
actually I
low
should
variance,
talk to
high variance. So what does this mean? So bias is basically
my
checking
director,
is the
cameraman,
sampling
and everybody,
distribution
what is
centered
the
around
good
two parameters.
location
Is it
to have the laptop in front of me
and variance
at the
is,
same time. You can see
measuring
whatever happening
how
here.
dispersed the sampling distribution is. So So formally speaking, this is bias and variance, and it becomes pretty clear when we see it in the parameter view instead of the data. And essentially, bias and variance are basically just properties of the first and second moments of your sampling distribution. So you're asking the first moment, that's the mean, is it centered on the true parameter, and the second moment, that variance, that's literally variance with the bias variance data. Yeah.
Bias and variance. Okay, I missed this part, but I think it's not a big deal. Is it a review session? I don't know. I feel like all of this stuff he talked about,
Well, so this
like
is
in more detail
diagram
before.
where I'm using only two data just to fit, right on a whiteboard. So you would imagine something that has high variance, for example, this one, to probably be of a much higher dimension, not just two, but it would still be spread out. It would still have high variance. There would be points in a higher dimensional space, but more spread out. And so the question was, over here we actually had more number of thetas, but here with the higher variance plots, we are having the same number of thetas. So yeah, so you could imagine this to be higher dimension. And also, different algorithms can have different bias and variance, even though they have the same number of parameters. For example, if you had regularization, variance would be we go over that. A few observations that we want to make is that as we increase the size of
Guys,
data,
people have 2 dogs.
if this were to make
I cannot even have one.
we take a bigger sample, or every time we learn, the variance of
I was thinking the other day, they should pay, first of all, about PhD and graduate school. I don't know about undergrad, but I feel maybe in a few years we don't have any graduate school anymore, or they will shrink in size hugely, massively, enormously, because it's a like long time commitment, and the world is changing so fast, and these PhD studies, fuck that, I'm in the middle, like these are all distraction.
data hat.
Maybe
becomes
we
small.
talk it with Captain America.
So if we repeat the same thing but with a larger number of examples, this would be more. All of these would be more tightly concentrated. Right? So the spread is a function of how many examples we have in each iteration.
Oh my god, okay, my back is up.
Right? So as m tends to infinity, right, variance.
What if I sit like this?
If you were to collect an infinite number of samples, run it through the algorithm,
This
get
is good.
some particular data hash.
It should not
If you
be
were to
bad
repeat that
position.
an infinite number of examples, you'll always keep getting the same data hash. Now, the rate at which the variance goes to 0 as we increase m is, you can think of it as what's called the distance. Basically a measure of how efficient your algorithm is in squeezing out information from a given amount of data. And
My algorithms are efficient as fuck.
if data hat tends to data star as m tends to infinity, you call such algorithms as consistent.
If theta hat, which is arithmetic, goes to theta star, which is the just right
And expected value
parameter, when m, what is m,
of all,
goes to infinity, we say it is
no matter
consistent.
how big your sample size is, if you always end up with sampling distribution that's
What is
centered
M?
around the true parameter, then your estimator is called an unbiased estimator. Yes. So efficiency is basically the rate at which the variance
Statistical efficiency.
0 as
M is the number of time we do the experiment.
algorithms which
Should be that. M is the number. It changes the subject.
another algorithm has variable.
I don't want to touch. Get away.
And you can have the variance can drag down at different rates. So that's kind of what's the efficiency.
O1. O E minus M.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
So,
how long can we watch?
Theta hat.
We should not watch too long.
So,
Let's
this is a
give
random
it
variable. Here's the here. Here, this is a number, a constant. This is a constant.
15 more
Here,
minutes.
This is a random variable. Okay. So what we are saying is that as m tends to infinity, theta hat, that is the distribution, converges towards being a constant, and that constant is going to be theta star, which means at smaller values of m, your algorithm might be centered.
algorithm?
As you get more and more data,
More and
the
more data.
distribution variance reduces and also gets centered around through theta star convention.
Comment in the comment section.
Informally speaking, if your algorithm has
What
high
do you think
bias,
about the future of coding?
no
Will
matter
it
how much
stay
data
or
evidence you provided, it kind of
it
always
will
gives away
be
from theta star.
definitely will be
You cannot
revolutionized?
change its mind. No
But
matter
how
much
will
data
it
you
be
created, it's
in
never
the
going to center
future?
itself around.
In the future, how will it
It's
be?
biased away from the true product.
Coding
Variance
with
is, you can think of it as an algorithm that's kind
the
of
current
highly
situation
distracted by
that we
noise,
have,
kind of easily
ChatGPT,
explain away,
long, large language models.
So,
Like,
these
what will be the
algorithms
future
are
with large
starting
language
with high
models?
variance. They can easily
A lot of
explain.
works, like Sam is doing work on.
And
I should
as we're
bring
seeing here,
Sam.
bias and variance are kind of independent of each other. You can have algorithms that have, independent amount of bias and variance. There's no correlation between bias and variance.
There is no correlation between bias and variance, bias and variance, bias and variance in some algorithms.
So bias and variance are properties of the algorithm at a given size m.
What is M? Why are you not clear about M? What is it you're hiding about M? I feel M is the number of times we do the
High bias, low variance.
experiment. Is it it? And then we get an estimate every
Yeah,
time.
you can think of it as you assume like a fixed data size. So
I am putting bread in the oven now. They don't have, yeah.
So,
oh, it can be a
one
pizza.
way to
Yeah, pizza though.
address if you're in a high variance situation, is to just increase.
By the way, Boston
Naturally
pizza,
just reduce the variance in your algorithm.
we have Boston pizza. And at first look, you may say, oh, it's New York pizza, but it is not.
That is true. So you don't know.
If you wanna know what Boston pizza is, a very good place for Boston pizza is in Saudi at that intersection. We were there on Saturday night and it was like 2:30 a.m. We were so fucking hungry, and well, the Lincoln bar itself has a pizza, like they sell pizza, but when we got hungry, like very hungry, that we couldn't tolerate it no more, the bar was closed. So we go out of the bar, we go get pizza, and we say, oh, it's New York pizza. And the lady there got so pissed off and said, no, this is fucking Boston. She didn't say fucking,
So when
but
you-
I
when you,
am saying that she
have
got
regular
very
practice,
pissed
then
that
you
we
can-
thought it is New York pizza and
what kind of fitness
that a lot of
is-
cheese in it.
Let's say
I liked it. And it is far better. It's far, if you live in Boston, it's far better than the New York pizza in W Crossroad. It is much better. I think it's also cheaper. It was like $4 or $5 each slice,
is
which I bought 2 of them. And it was really like, it was so soft. The crust was like, the end of the crust was very puffy. Oh, fuck. Right, stop this position, change of the position.
what you care about is your predictive accuracy. You're probably better off trading off high variance with some bias and getting down by using variance. Yeah, we'll look at that.
This guy is not engaging. I want my Lex Friedman, but not Lex Friedman. Who was the guy? Andrew NG. Back.
So in order to kind
I
of
don't take him
get a
seriously.
better understanding of this, let's imagine,
You imagine, I'm not imagining with you.
think of this as space of hypothesis.
Who could think that we have a space that in that space hypotheses exist? Like, that is armchair theory kind of work. That is mental
Which
masturbation.
is the best possible hypothesis.
Remember, we have no problem here with mental masturbation. What we have problem is that not trying to see if this mental masturbation works or not, and then mental masturbation again. What we have problem here is
So this is
a process of sequential mental masturbation on the top of each other. Not, we need a feedback loop. And where is our feedback loop? It's our real life experience. We mental masturbate once, we armchair theory, we go see if it is working, and then come back armchair theory again. Nowadays, okay, this is actually good armchair theory. These are the stuff that works. People, they prove themselves in practice. They are being taught in schools because they work.
Also, some hypothesis in this class, which is the best in class hypothesis. So within
That's
the all,
fairness. That's
exists
justice.
Some model.
Balanced,
Which would give you
even.
lowest error if you were to test it on the full data distribution.
Like, it has this axis
Best
for
possible hypothesis
rotation.
may not be inside,
It has
your,
this axis. Well, actually, it is like
inside
all
your hypothesis class. It's just something else.
all
Some hypothesis that's
direction.
conceptually something outside it. Now, G is
Like, it's interesting. So there is a. Is it called?
each star is nested as
I don't remember. Ball. This one's ball.
when you learn
Box. So, and like this one has this direction, which is inside. It has X
so
axis.
also
And
so you-
over it, they put this,
epsilon of H
which has the Y
is
rotation
this
on the X rotation. So we can cover all the space. Wait. So we can go this way and this way and mix up it.
and it is defined to be equal to expectation.
Okay, I think he's talking about new stuff. G, best possible hypothesis. The H star is the best in class H. Alright, so okay. G is not in the class H because G is the best. If it was in the class H, it would be H star. Now that it's outside class H star is the best, and H hat learned from finite data. And epsilon of H is risk generalization error, which is expectation of x and y come from the distribution. The probability of h of x is not y. It's the probability of error, right?
Your output, and if it matches, you get a 1. If it doesn't, doesn't match, you get a 1. If it matches, you get a 0.
Yeah.
So on average, this is, roughly speaking, a fraction of all examples in which you make a mistake. And here we are kind of thinking about this a classification point of view, to check if the class that your output matches true class or not. But you can also extend this to the regression setting. That's a little harder to analyze, but the generalization holds to the regression setting. So we'll see the classification. And
All right. Some under table action.
This is called the empirical.
So whenever it has hat, epsilon s of h, what is s? Is the empirical risk. So we have empirical and we have statistical, like expectation in probability. Okay, I told you m is the number of time we. What is s? Why do we have s?
You're sampling from B forever.
Oh, we had two types. Like for one type it is empirical, but one other type it is. What was eta?
Right.
No,
Before we go further, there was a question of how adding regularization reduces your variance. So what you can see.
What we can see is.
Or actually, let me get back to that.
I will let you get back to that.
So. This is called.
Well, E of G should be 0, right? Or no?
This
Oh, E of G is
you take
base
what's
error,
the
with
possible
G
hypothesis? What's the
is
fraction?
best possible
What's the
hypothesis.
rate at which you make errors? And that can be non-zero.
So even if you have the best estimator, you will have errors. Why is that? Because it's an estimator. Yeah, of course.
It's possible hypothesis ever, and that can still make some mistakes. Right? And this is also called irrefutable.
Irrefusable, like impossible, like my injury, irreducible. My injury, dude, it was not I was being careless. Honestly, for doing my squats, like I took my time, I had no rush. Well, it was reducible if I took care of my form, but okay, form could be fixed, maybe. And I feel it was form of like if it is disc herniation, I feel it is because it happened gradually over time, and like the jumping in kickboxing was like the last snap to the disc. What I want to say is that it was not okay. I think my fault in the injury happening like first Wednesday was low. Yeah, I could work on my form better, but God knows I paid a lot of attention to the form, and also I had no rush getting to 225. Just like I was like adding the weights 2.5 each time, like doing it for 3 weeks in a row. So it was the time I could do it. I was doing it for a long time. And then in kickboxing, I did nothing heavy. I was just warming up and jumping when it happened. Even the night after leg day, I did a stretch. It was not, I was like taking care of my body fully. So that injury, the first time it happened, I was not trying to be fast, like impatient on getting to my goals. Yeah, everything was good. So I don't see myself much guilty for that. So it was kind of irreducible. Maybe you say, yeah, for the second Wednesday when you fucked up your leg, you were very responsible. I agree. Even for the Miami trip, it was just so unfortunate. The night before Miami, I got the injury. So I don't blame myself for going to Miami trip too. There was no other option. And it didn't hurt, it didn't worsen the injury much, the Miami trip. But Wednesday, the next Wednesday when I go to the kickboxing, that could be reduced. Actually, Sam told me you should not go. But honestly, yeah, that could be the thing. Yeah, when I had the injury, I have the pain. I should have not gone to kickboxing. And yeah, you put yourself in a dangerous situation. What do you expect, right? A kick happens and you get fucked up.
The process, spits out examples where for the same X you have different Y's in two different examples. Then no learning algorithm can.
So irreducible error. We were close to irreducible error. Minute 30. We were 30 minutes. Let's stop it here, guys. I talked a lot. I think we talked more than we learned, and I don't know exactly what is the title. I know what he's talking about, but I love to know the title of this session. Okay, lecture 9, approx/estimation error and ERM. ERM stands for empirical risk minimization, right? Stanford system, alright? So it's about error. And we always have error. We make mistakes. Sometimes we have control over it, sometimes we don't have. Alright, I think I should click the link here. Come here, guys. Oh, fuck. I should not stand my back.